Hello everyone. Hope all of you are fine. I'm also fine. So welcome back to my today's session. Actually, I'd like to tell you that we are passing crucial time. It's true, but nothing should stand in the way of learning. And our technology has made the impossible thing to possible, and we are enjoying the benefit of digital Bangladesh also. So let's start my today's session. Before starting the session, let me introduce myself. I am Anwar Hussain. I am an assistant teacher in English, Jointapur Government High School, Jointapur, Sylhet. And my today's session for class 8, I'm going to tell you a story that is from unit 5. So what are the story? Let's see. Dear students, before starting the story or before going to the main story, I would like to ask you some questions. What do you see in the picture? Yes, I think you can guess. You see a white colored bird, and there is another something like what? That is a bed, and there is a dove. And this is common you see in our environment. And what are they doing? Can you think? Yes, what are they doing? They are traveling over hills and rivers. And there is another picture for you. What do you see? What are they doing? You know, the dove, a bat, and there is an owl. And it seems he is so happy. He is laughing, you know. And there is a plate. What are they doing? It seems they are taking meal. So my today's story is the truthful dove. And there is the main text you can see, and I would like to tell you that story. That is, the dove and the bat, they were very good friends. All right, they were very good friends, and one day they decided to go on a journey, and that is why they traveled hundreds of miles over rivers and hills. You see that. And after that, they were become very tired. I think you understand. They were very tired, and they needed some rest. All right, you know, as they traveled hundreds of miles, right now they need a rest. And the time that was it about to dark. I mean, at about to evening. You see that, and suddenly a storm rose, and it started to rain heavily. You see that, and the dove and the bat started to look for a shelter. So as it started rain heavily, they were looking for a shelter. And then they came on a century-old tree. And it is, you see, that is a century-old tree. And on that tree, an owl lived there. I mean, owl has a nest on the tree. The dove and the bat knocked at the owl's doors. I mean, you know, as it is raining, they are looking for shelter, and that is why they knocked at the owl's door. But the owl, Mr. Owl, that is the old owl, opened the door unknowingly. I mean, what? He was not happy to see them. All right. The old grumpy owl, he was not happy to see them. The dove and the bat requested to give them shelter. All right. He gave them shelter unwillingly, not happily. All right. And one more thing, the two birds, they were very hungry too, and they wanted some meals. But Mr. Owl unwillingly shared his meal with them. And you know, the dove was very tired. That is why she could not eat anything. On the other hand, the bat ate a lot of things, and forgetting he wanted more food. That is why he tried to flatter, and he flattered Mr. Owl. He said, "Oh, wise and brave owl, you are the most generous person I have ever seen. You are powerful and mighty." All right, you see that? And he said so. And why he did this? He did this to get more food. And hearing such a wonderful, such a pleasing things, Mr. Owl became flattered. All right. And he puffed and ruffled himself. It seems he is going to pretend. Yeah. In Bangla, she nore chore bosheche. All right. And trying to look as wise, as brave as possible. Then he wanted to hear something more from the little dove. So dear students, I'd like to highlight those important words that is very necessary for you in the text. That is, you see the first one, that is set out. Set out means what? To start, you know, start, shuru kora. And then heavily, you know, bepokapare, largely, prochondo bhabe, we say this. And you sensory, you know very well, that is 100 words. And there is another word that is grumpy. You see, grumpy. Grumpy means বিরক্তিকর, unsatisfied, অসন্তুষ্ট. And unwillingly, you know, unwillingly means what? Unwillingly means not intentionally, অনিচ্ছাকৃতভাবে, not intentionally. And then sly. Sly means what? Clever, cunning, okay? All right. And then flattery. Flattery means what? Flattery means তুষামোদ করা, psychophancy. And puffed and ruffled. Puffed and ruffled মানে হচ্ছে একটু নড়ে চড়ে বসা। আমরা অনেক সময় পোশাক আশাক ঠিক করি, we pretending. That is why that is called puffed and ruffled. All right, so these are the very important word that you can see here. There is another slide for you, that is vocabulary presentation. First one, that heavily, that goes to deeply, okay. And the number 2, that is grumpy, dissatisfied, I said earlier, right now. And unwillingly, that is unintentionally. And generous means kind, to be kind, all right. And flattery, that is psychophancy, I just told you earlier, all right. So these are the main important words, all right. So dear students, now you have MCQs, okay. You know there will be 7 questions. We will pick the right word, okay, from the. Okay, so first one, what do you see? What does the word shelter mean in the text? What does the shelter mean? So there are some options you can choose. The permanent living place, is that a shade from the sun? Is it? Or the protection of someone? Or a place giving temporary protection? Which one is the answer? Shelter means a place giving temporary protection, not permanent, all right. Number 2, what does the word grumpy mean? I think you know already. Denoting a beautiful, is that? No. Characteristics of a grain bird, is it grumpy? No. Bad-tempered and irritable, okay, that could be the best answer. Having a very high status, no, that is not. The answer is bad-tempered and irritable, okay. Number 3, what does the word hardly mean? I said in the story, hardly means that is only, just, or almost not. With very difficulty, very often, in a way which is very hard, is that? No. The answer is only, just, or almost not. All right. The bat was a dash creature. The bat was a what type of creature? Bat, can you remember? Wise, cunning, brave, and foolish. No, he was very cunning. That was sly. Okay. And number 5, though the dove ate too much. Can you remember? He ate nothing. She ate nothing almost. Greedily, moderately, almost nothing. Okay, she ate almost nothing. They took shelter. They took shelter where? On a rain tree, in the owl's nest, in a hole, on a mango tree. Can you remember where they took shelter? They took shelter in the owl's nest. And the last one, how was the owl? Can you remember? How was the owl? Aged, young, aerobatic, mighty. So what he was? He was aged. All right. So that is all about, that is MCQs. Now we have question sections. Let's see. All right. So let's see. What are the first questions? Why they were tired? So you remember they were tired because of what? Because they traveled a lot over the rivers and the hills. Do you understand? Dear students, you have to keep one thing in mind, that is You have to maintain the tense. If it is in present tense, you have to keep it present tense. If it is in past tense, for example, why they were tired? They were tired. It is in past tense. So you have to keep them in past tense also. Okay? And the number 2, why did they look for a shelter? Why they wanted a shelter? They looked, there is another again past tense. They looked for a shelter because it was dark and it rained heavily. There was raining heavily. That is why they're looking for a shelter. And the number 3, why couldn't the dove eat? Can you remember? Why couldn't the dove eat? The dove could not eat because the dove was very tired. Can you see? Okay, you see that the dove could not eat because it was very tired, or she was very tired. Why did the bat praise the owl? Can you remember? Why did he praise the owl? The bat praised the owl falsely to get more food. So that is all for today. I think you will enjoy my class, and if you like it, share those to others so that someone can enjoy the class. So stay safe and stay